Assalamu alaikum students. This is your computer teacher Aisha Anwar. I hope all of you are fine and following all the video lectures that are being shared with you. Today we are going to start a new portion of a chapter which is about process management. Process management is an important part of a operating system, and we have already discussed when we have studied about operating system functions. Now we are going to discuss process management in detail. We know that process is a program that is under execution at a particular time. For example, when we are running any program in any language like C or C++, when we run that program, the compiler creates its binary file, and that binary file is basically the process when it is under the execution. So how there are different processes and how they are managed by operating system are the part of today's lecture. This is the detailed diagram of a process. A process is normally have 5 states. If you can see that there are 5 states which are being mentioned in the oval shape. First of all, a program can be in new state, then ready state, running state, blocked state, and terminated. So it means a process can either be in one of these states. Whenever a process is created, it is in new state. When this process is admitted to the CPU, before going to the CPU, it becomes ready for the execution. When it is ready, it will be dispatched by the dispatcher and it will be in running state. After running, if it is completed its execution, it will go to the terminated state. But there may be another case, like for example, a process is submitted, it will come from new to ready, then it is assigned to the running state by the dispatcher. While being in running state, it may be needing some type of input or output resource which is not available at that time. In this case, the process will move to the blocked state. Blocked state is also known as waiting state. The process will remain in blocked state until or unless it is assigned the required resource, either printer or some other device. After blocking state, it will again go to the ready state. From this ready state, it will again go to the running state, and after completing its execution, it will goes to the terminated state. Students, here we need to understand the word interrupt written over here. From running state, a process can either also come directly to the ready state when this interrupt is generated. So here we need to understand what is this interrupt. An interrupt is a signal emitted by hardware or software when a process of high priority arrives and it requires the processor to immediately release the processor that is being assigned to the current process. So it means interrupt is generated either by the hardware or either by the software for some high priority task. It means that if we are having a normal priority task right now is in running state, and some higher priority task, say task A is arrived, so this task A will tell the processor to leave this task B, and the task B will be interrupted and it will move to the ready state, and the processor will be assigned to this task A at this time. So interrupt is a signal basically that can be emitted either by the hardware or by the software. Now let's move towards the formal definitions of these states of the processes. As we have discussed that new state is the first state, it is the state when the process is just created. Any new operation or service that is requested by the program for execution by the processor is known as the new state of the process. It means right after the generation of a new task, that process is in a new state. After that new state, the process moves to the ready state. It is said to be in a ready state when it is ready for the execution, but it is waiting for waiting to be assigned a processor. It is ready, but it is waiting for the processor to be assigned to it. Then the third one is running state. As its name shows, that a process is said to be in running state when is being executed by the processor. It means when the processor is assigned to a particular task, so it means that particular task is in running state. So block state or waiting state, as we have discussed earlier, block state is also known as the waiting state. A process is in waiting state when it is not under execution and it may be waiting for some resources to become available, like some printer or some other commands from keyboard or like any other devices. The last one is terminated state. It means when the process completes its execution, the process now needs to be finished, so the process moves to the terminated state when it completes its execution. Okay, the task that I am going to assign you is you have to search about the various videos about the states of the processes and share with me the links, the one you have that you like the most or you think it is easy to understand. Right now I am also going to include a video in this lecture so that the concept of these states will become more clear to you. It is an important topic and there are chances that its question is included in a paper, like in your board exams. So let's go through the video. Okay, you can